Hello everybody. It is April the 20th. It is 6 o'clock European Central Time and noon New York time. And we are ready for the third and last session. This webinar that has been going on since 2 days ago. And it is how to heal and succeed with the powerful magic of colors. And today we are here to do the third and last part. And I'm so excited. So let me just refresh a little bit and see who's here. There we go. I'm going to give some time because usually people need some time to arrive, and I have been having some trouble reading the messages. I don't know why Facebook doesn't show them, all of them to me. So as you come in, just tell me that you're here, or write, how are you doing, or where are you from, or just, give me a hint that you're here, and so that I know that you're gathering for the last live of today. And while I wait for people to join in, I'm going to leave here a short summary of what we did yesterday, so that if you come in later, you can still listen to it as a replay. Yesterday we spoke about most all of the colors that we addressed after red and yellow that we had spoken about on the first day. So we went through all of the colors and all of the chakras and all of the colors that are bridges in between the chakras. We discussed in total, in the first and the second day, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo or purple, and white. Who's that? I know that somebody came in, but I can't see who's that. Let's see if Elena. Thank you, Elena. Thanks for joining. So I'm just wrapping up through what has happened yesterday and the colors we discussed. So I was just mentioning the main colors of the chakras. Hello, Elena. And the second thing we addressed were the in-between colors from the chakras. So we addressed also coral, that is in between the red and the orange, the first and second. Then we spoke about gold, and we're going to go into the use of gold today in very practical ways. Gold, that is between the orange and the yellow. Then we addressed olive green. I'm on the road. Cindy, you made it. I'm so happy. Good for you. Just keep listening as you're on the road. That's wonderful. I'm glad you made it. And where are you heading from? You said you're heading to Los Angeles. Where are you heading from to Los Angeles? Just let us know. I'm curious. I love California. A little bit of my heart is there since I lived there for 8 years, and my youngest son was born in Napa, California. And I studied for my MBA in University of Southern California in Los Angeles, of all places. So I was saying, so between the third tier colors, I don't know why I can't remember, Seattle to LA. Wow, that's a long drive. Wow. Okay, so I hope you're in a bus. So I was saying, so the colors in between. Hi, Niharan, I'm glad you're joining, and you're in India. So we're having people heading from Seattle to Los Angeles, and we have somebody in Venice, Italy, and we have somebody in India, and somebody in Tuscany. It's incredible. And I know people are coming in from Argentina because they told me they were joining as well. So I was saying, I was wrapping up what we spoke about yesterday, and I was talking about the third tier colors. And the third tier colors are coral between red and orange, gold between orange and yellow, then olive green between the yellow and the green of the heart, turquoise between the green of the heart and the blue of the throat. And after that, we really didn't address many of the other colors in the tiers. We spoke slightly about indigo and violet and white. So all of this said, today I want to go into real hands-on techniques and how to use what we have been learning in very practical ways, both for our own well-being and in our businesses. So before I get on with it, I need to speak a little bit more, because yesterday we ran out of time, about two colors that were left out, really, or three. Deep blue, which is like indigo, violet, and magenta. So I'm going to bring those here so that we have them for the conversation. Magenta, here it is. Okay, because I want to speak to you about what are their meanings. So we're going to start with this beautiful, beautiful deep blue or indigo. And the meaning of this color, of this deep, deep blue, it's related to also communication, clearly, just like regular blue is, but it has to do more with a connection to the above, to the cosmos, and it has a lot to do with intuition and with the power of connecting and channeling. It's a color that has a lot to do with being a channel fully open without being present in the channeling. So that's part of what this color has to say. Now, another important color, which is violet. This is a very, very important color because it's a color that speaks about forgiveness. Through forgiveness, transmutation of a situation and transformation. So these three things are very powerful when we speak about violet or light purple or lilac, which is this color in its many hues. We are talking about the power of transforming situations, the power about also being very intuitive. It's also related to the third eye, and it's also related to cleansing and to washing away things that no longer serve us and to letting go. And it's through all of these things that we can transmute a situation and we can transform completely. So it's a very alchemic color in itself when we use it, and very powerful. And then the one I wanted to talk about, the last one, which I love, is magenta. And we didn't speak about pink, which is another actually hue. I have to talk about all of these. We left them out. So here we have, just to show you, pink. Here is pink. And here's magenta. Side by side, so you see how different in power they are. And red, which is very related to both of them. So, magenta is really lovely, yes, and this one is gorgeous, isn't it? So crystal clear. So, first pink, because pink is a fascinating color, because like we said yesterday when we spoke about green and the color of the heart, many people thought traditionally that pink is the color of the heart, because when we talk about love and nurturing, we talk about pink. But from a color vibration, what pink is a red that has been transformed through a higher vibration into pink. And I'm going to show you, there's a bottle here that we use. I'm not going to even tell you the name because it's very esoteric, but this bottle, which is white or crystal clear or silver, which is the one connected to the seventh chakra, when we put red through the transformative process of the white, it becomes pink. And the reason why this is so powerful is because red, and we spoke a lot about red the first day, has to do with grounding, with aliveness, with energetic level, with courage, with overcoming fears, and with all those things we discussed on the first day. When it is transformed into pink through the powerful cleansing and illuminating white, it becomes a very loving way of being grounded. It becomes an ability to nurture oneself in this third dimension and to give ourselves love before we can give it to others. So it is one of the most healing ways of giving love, because when we give first love to ourselves and we understand how important that is, then as our cup fills, it overflows, and the love we give to others is unpolluted with the need to have people give us back. It is just love in its purest form. And this is what pink relates to. And that's why many people, or oftentimes, the pink is confused as the heart color of the chakra, of the fourth chakra, which instead is green. But they are very connected, as you see. Ooh, so magenta, Niharani. Magenta really has a little bit of all colors in it. And magenta is the divine love. It's still more powerful. It's the divine love. And it's the divine love manifested in the third dimension, in the attention to details and how we do things with care in a loving way. Because when we do things in a loving way, we pay attention to every single thing. And that's what magenta is about. So it's fascinating, because here we're talking about all the hues of red, coral and orange and magenta and pink. And so we're talking about how different they are as they change in hues. Are you with me here, up to here? Are you all following? Let me just check comments, because yesterday I didn't do this and I missed several comments of people that were commenting. So allow me, I have to have my computer with me as I think. I feel loved when I wear magenta, pink, and fuchsia. Yes, of course, because see, we were saying that fuchsia and magenta are very close, really, and they are the love from above. And then pink is an evolution of how we are on this earth through having become transformed through the illumination. Cecilia, I'm glad you joined. So we have Argentina as well. And Cecilia, I'm just going to have you catch up because you joined now, and there's a lot we're going to say in going forward with what I've just said. So for your benefit and for who was listening, it's another review, quick review, is that yesterday we hadn't spoken about violet, indigo, and pink and magenta, two very fundamental colors. So what I was saying is that red transformed through the power of white, through the power of the connection with the above, becomes this beautiful pink. And pink, I brought tops and dresses of all shades of pink. Wonderful. Ready, hello, and blessings to all. Thank you, Ceci. Yes, pink is love, is how we're grounded in this earth, but in a nourishing and nurturing way, because we have understood, we have learned our lessons through the white that has purified the red. So it's beautiful. So Ceci, this is just a summary for you. And magenta is love from above, and how it manifests on the third dimension with the attention to details and the nurturing and caring way in which things are done in the third dimension. And violet, and I'm sure you know this because you work with crystals, has to do with transformation, transmutation, forgiveness, transmutation, and transformation. So I just wanted to do a recap before we move on. All of this said, now I'm now going to talk about a very, very practical thing. So before I do that, does anybody have a question? Does anybody want to say something or ask something. I'm checking messages on my computer. That's why you see me disappear, because yesterday I couldn't read the messages and I missed lots of messages. I read them after the video, I realized that. And I'm going to, give me a second because I need to put, I need to load something here. Comment. Okay. Okay. So, okay, we're ready to move on. No questions. Okay. Okay. So what I want to talk about before I go into the more esoteric and soft part of today's webinar is how to use colors in our businesses or in our lives. So people started already talking about how you can use them in the way in which you dress. We have questions about how you need to dress if you need more vitality or more energy. We spoke in particular with red and yellow, but it's valid for all colors, how important it is to eat food of that color, because if we eat green apples, or if we eat salad or spinach or kale, and we eat all these green vegetables or fruit, then we are vibrating in any case with that green, and we're making space in the heart, even through how we choose to nourish our bodies, because our bodies are nourished by the way in which we eat, and what we eat has a vibration, and fruit and vegetables have a vibration, and their colors are very, very important. It's not a coincidence that they are the color that they are. And so eating things in the different colors are important if we are needing and wanting to nurture certain aspects that we feel we need to. If we're eating a colorful diet, then we're nurturing all of our aspects and we're harmonizing just naturally. But we can have an intention and choose one thing over another if we're really, really working at some particular aspect. So this is one very important practical thing I wanted to say. Now, I wanted to use my logo as an example of how to use colors in business in a very practical, down-to-earth way. Some of you have businesses, some of you want to start businesses, some of you are thinking of starting businesses, so I know that your profiles vary in this way, and some of you already have a business and already have a logo, and I wanted you all to be able to understand what is your message saying. Now, we discussed in the past through 2 days how each color has a meaning and how it has a vibration and how it has an implicit effect in our bodies and in ourselves, from not only from a very realistic physical way, like when we eat something, but also when we see colors around us, we react to them in a subconscious way. Automatically, we react to brands in a subconscious way. We react to the painting of the color of the walls that surround us in a room. We react to the clothes we're wearing. So imagine if you have a very clear idea of who is your ideal client, who do you want to work with, and B, if you are very clear on who you are and what is your message, and how who you are and what's your message needs to reach your ideal client. So these two things are fundamental in any business, even in Coca-Cola or in McDonald's or in very, very down-to-earth brands. But even more so when we're talking about spiritual coaching or healers or people that want to work with moms, like somebody in this group said, or with children, or even more so because there's even a heightened awareness of all of these perceptions. These people are, when you're out of the world of the rat race, you're probably more receptive of all of this information. So I thought it would be a perfect example to grab my brand and use that to explain why I chose those colors. So I'm going to tell you first who my ideal client is. So I decided, because I felt drawn to them, that my ideal client are women in midlife, anywhere between 30 and 60, 35 really and 60. And they are women entrepreneurs that either want to start their business and haven't been able to for many reasons, both from not believing that they can do it to actually wanting to but not getting to it but are ready to get it going, or women that have started their business but are not reaching the level of success that they want or they deserve, that it's their right. So these are my ideal clients. And then I had to choose what my colors were. And I went through this process. It was fascinating. I went first through, should I choose a name or should I use my own name? Should I use a fantasy name or my own name? Then I decided I was going to use my own name because I am really the person that's showing up to help the other people and guide them. So I thought that was very crystal clear. And then I wanted to choose the colors that spoke about my message. So before telling you my idea, I want to show you my logo. Let me grab it. And I want to, with no problem, I would like you to write down, as I show you the logo, what you think this logo reflects. What does it tell you? What do the colors really tell you? So write down what colors you see. That's easy, okay? What colors are you seeing? So let me refresh messaging, otherwise it's a disaster. And what does it convey to you? Just naturally, whatever it conveys to you. Okay? So, what is this logo conveying to you? So let me see what you're writing. Let me refresh messages. Otherwise, I don't see anything of what you're writing. Where we are. There we go. Pink. Remind me on baby pink. So gentle and lovely. Yes. Yes, pink. Absolutely. Pink, magenta, so darker pink, purple, and teal or turquoise. The image is inverted. Yes, I know. I was trying to put it, I'm going to put it as a comment in the group, so it's there for you afterwards. Let me just grab it. And I'm going to just put it there for the benefit of the group. I had programmed it. Here it is. Because somehow it doesn't let me add it to the video as a comment. It has to. So logo for video day 3 conversation. There we go. So I just posted it in the group as a comment. So you can have it and take a look at it afterwards, even though you will see it in other places. So there we go. Image. Okay. So, eat divine love in the form of green apples. Absolutely. Yes, I love it. Eat lots of strawberries as well. And eat cherries. And put rose petals in your food. Okay, so back to branding. So my brand is very simple. It has my name and it has a symbol. So my name is pink and it's dark purple or violet, dark violet. Because what I'm trying to convey with the teal and the circle, which is a very, very simple image, is infinity. It never ends. We are one. We are, our life is a series of iterations and we transform and we're always in that simple form. And pink is because there's pink and magenta, there's love and there's divine love. And purple, because there is transformation. I am a business transformation coach, and going through the processes that we go together, both I get transformed and my clients get transformed. And teal in the circle is because the message is a creative message from above that comes from the heart, with the ability to discern and understand what's the message I'm giving. So that is the brand in 2-3 words. Now, I noticed the clean, clear, white space. Oh yes, Cindy, very smart, because that's a very important point and I was overlooking it. It's over a white background because it's a blank template. It's not related to me, it's related to whoever is the person being helped or being guided or being transformed. And white also is cleansing, and it's also shedding light. It's illuminating to understand better. So thanks for pointing that out, because that too is part of the whole message. Having said this, I want to ask you to think for yourselves, and if you want to share it, I'll be super happy to dig deep into it. What if you have a business, or you want to launch a business, or you already have it and you already have a logo? Thank you, as purity, yes. The white is also purity. In fact, white is cleansing, it's cleaning, and it's putting light into something. And by putting light, things get illuminated and clean and pure. So yes, thank you, that's beautiful. So what I was saying is, think about for yourselves, either what is the message you as a person are about, what is your core value, or where you are in this moment in your life, about what are you about, because we change and transform. I'm sure that these colors and the logo I spoke about my own logo, wouldn't have been my colors and my logo maybe 10 years ago. For sure, actually I launched a real estate business 10 years ago, and my logo was in white and blue and light blue, and it was communication, but it was a very very different logo, and it had other meanings and other drawings also, in it. So and the business was very different. So my point to you is, think about, if you have a business, or even, Ceci, I know that you're a healer and you work with crystals, and I don't know if you have branded yourself, or you could brand yourself if you haven't done it yet. So what is your message? Ann Nielsen, hi Ann, so happy to have you here. So we're talking about branding and how to use colors in branding. And if you don't have a business, we're talking about how colors impact your life and how you choose colors based on who you are, both for how you want to dress. And you have. So tell me, Ceci, tell us, for everybody's purpose, so we can see another example. Do you have a brand name, brand colors? What are they? Please share. And after the video live, when we can put images again, because I don't know why it's not letting us put images, only comments. I'd love for you to put your logo. So tell me, what are your colors, and what's your logo about? What's your branding about? What are your values? So tell us how that has happened. And for all others, while Cecilia is typing, think about, now that you understand better how colors can be used and what are their messages, how they could be used, because the whole point is that by branding yourself with the colors that have that specific meaning for yourself, with knowledge, now that you know what the meaning is, and the videos are going to be here, you can listen to the replays and listen to what the colors are if you don't remember, if you didn't take notes, and what is your message and who's your ideal client. then you can connect all of them and you can see how powerful that is, because then the people that are attracted by your logo and your branding are exactly the people that you want to attract, because they are the ones that are attracted by those colors and that message. I have same logo for 2 activities. Okay, and what are they, and what's the logo, and what are the colors? So this is the whole point. Name, Arcadia. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful. And what's the logo like, and what are the colors? And I'd love for you to post the logo afterwards, if you can. So I don't know how, I have to refresh my screen, or I can't see the messages from Facebook for some reason. Yesterday I missed so many messages. Healing therapy with crystals. I love that. In fact, we said there were lots of connections with colors and crystals, and we mentioned that yesterday. So is it a colorful logo? Does it have many colors, or does it have one color, or what's the approach? And for all others that are listening as well, you know, what is it that logos or your message are about? So that you can use it in your lives. And I'm more than happy if you're going to be listening to the replay. And jewelry and crystals for the soul. Ooh, beautiful. Yes. Yes to many colors, I imagine you're answering. I'm sure that many of you will be watching also the replays, because I had messages today of people saying, you know, I can't watch today the last part. I'll be later. I'll join you later, or I'll leave early. So I know today there's a lot of coming and going, and I know it's tough to follow 3 days in a row at the same time. So I'm going to, people can look into this. And so my point is, if you want to write down after, when you see the replay, what certain colors are for you, or what the message is for you, or if you have questions because you want to clarify a use of a color or a message, I will be more than happy to answer you in writing. And it's going to be learning anyhow for all of you who have been following, and you who will be reading the question and the answers of the colors and the logo and the branding. So that is one very important thing I wanted to tell you about your business. The same approach is important when you are conveying a message in your business in today's day and age, with all the technology we have and all the social networks that we have, social media, sorry. So I can't now, I lose it. Yeah, don't do it now, Ceci. You can show it to us later, but tell us what the colors are. And then you can post the logo later, just like I posted mine in violet and magenta, of course. So here you go, guys. Here is Cecilia that is working with healing crystals and jewelry for the soul. And what are her colors? Magenta and violet. So totally in line with what we were saying. It's funny that are the 2 colors plus teal in my message, but that you got the explanation. So I'm so happy you shared that, Cecilia, because it was like the nth confirmation of how, you know, the colors are right in line with what your message is. And so my point, what I was saying, is also the colors you choose when you put messaging for your business or even for yourself in social media. Now that you have a better understanding of what colors are, you have a clear idea of how that can be influencing your readers. Now, here, ooh, Cecilia was able to send me the logo. Let's see if I can show it to you guys, just so that as you're looking at the video, you can look. Ooh, beautiful. Very slim. You also use the circle, Cecilia. That's so interesting. And you use purple and a darker magenta. It's fascinating because you are using, now I understand why Facebook is in blue color, mass communication. Absolutely, Neharani. I'm so stoked you wrote that because you're getting it. And Ceci, what I was saying is that if, funnily enough, your logo uses the circle, which I addressed in my brand as well, uses purple, uses magenta, and yet it is so different. And then here we enter into another discussion about branding, but it's like you do have a fantasy name and you chose a certain format with the letters, and yes, that's gorgeous. Yes, Cindy, it's a gorgeous logo. So Ceci, you have a gorgeous logo. Good for you. I'm so glad you shared. Thank you, Cecilia, because it's so enlightening for everybody to have more than one example. And like Neha said, you know, Facebook has a blue logo. And think about Instagram. You know, Instagram changed their logo. I don't know if you have it in your minds, but now they have a little logo that is like a colorful circle, and it goes red, orange, purple, and it has colors going in, because Instagram, it's a very different level of communication than Facebook. You know, they use images and a few words to put their communication through. So it's a different approach, a more colorful approach. It goes through the emotions. So they're using this orange of the emotions, and then a little bit of purple, and it's very interesting, and yellow because it's about who you are. I share it by Messenger. Yes, that's why I showed it in the screen, Ceci. I'm going to show it again for those of you who were not able to see it. Oops, sorry, hold on. For some reason it left the screen. Here it is. So that for those watching later, they can look at the logo and they know what we're talking about. So that's fantastic. Very, very happy that you were able to share your logo, Cecilia, because it heightened my explanation and it helped people understand. So that's wonderful. And let me refresh so I can see, because I can see there's somebody else commenting. Cannot follow because of not knowing the meaning. Okay, so Slavka, you will know the meaning if you listen earlier. Hello, Garim, I'm so happy you joined. Slavka, you can hear the replay of the first half hour, but basically in two words so you can follow is that magenta has to do with love from above, and it has to do with attention to details and nurturing on this dimension. Violet has to do with forgiveness, transformation, transmutation, and it has to do with also purification. And a circle has all the meanings of circle of infinity and keep going, and we're all one. And so we looked at both my logo, which was very different, and Cecilia's logo, which she so kindly shared, so that you can see how with the same colors, purple and magenta, I'm also using the teal, and the teal has to do with communication, creative communication from the heart through technology. I forgot to say that. And the white of the background, both in Cecilia's and in my case, you know, is a blank template. It's pure, it's clean. So all of that has to do with the meaning. So Slavka, if you can't follow because you didn't hear the lengthy description of all of this, you can then listen to the replay and you can still benefit from it. So don't worry, okay? So back to where we're going. Okay, so we talked about colors. Yes, almost same colors, Ceci. And I wanted to, hello, Jonathan. You just missed an explanation about how to use colors in branding and what their meanings are. And I'm sure you would have had a lot to say about it. I hope you can listen to the replay afterwards and write your two. Okay, thankfully I can connect back because I lost connection for some reason, so I'm back. So I just wrote a message saying crazy stuff, guys. I lost connection. Hopefully I can connect back. Thankfully I connected back. So here I am, I'm back. I hope you guys can get back on board because we were going to get our hands into the last piece of the 3-day training, and it's something that you all had asked me a lot about. So we looked at all the practical side of colors and how to use colors. We looked at the meaning of each color. We looked at the connection with colors and our chakras. We looked at the explanation of how colors and chakras and emotions and what are their meanings. And then we looked about One technique we did on the first day on how to use the color red to get more energized in the morning. We spoke about how important it is to eat food that has the color of different chakras and colors if we need that vibration for us. And we spoke about branding. What are the meanings in colors? We used 2 examples to help you understand how you can convey your message better by using colors in your branding with a clear understanding of what your message is and who your ideal client is. Having said all of this, we are now into the more esoteric part of the training and last part of the training, which I did this with intention because up until now I had your minds more engaged in the training. And I want to leave you with one beautiful exercise / visualization / meditation, you can call it whatever you want, that you can do for you, for yourself, on your own, or on a daily basis, or when you feel the need to heal certain parts of yourselves, or when you feel that you need to work on a certain goal and something's not going like the way it should be going. So, with this understanding of what colors mean and what each chakra influences you with, either if they are in harmony or if they are lacking some energy or if they have too much of that color, then the first thing to do when you have some goals that you want to achieve and things are not going the way you want, you just choose a spot where you can sit in silence, when you can connect with your inner self and where your core can be engaged in your inner compass and you can silently look inside and nobody will be bothering you. Close your eyes and the first thing you do is you scan your system. Now, before doing this, I need to tell you one other thing, that we spoke about how each chakra has a color that relates to them, and I gave you what those are. But every chakra has all colors related to it in any case. I'm not going to go in the explanation of why this is, but just trust me on this one. We spoke a little bit about subtle bodies, and all the bodies have all the chakras, and the subtle bodies are born from the different chakras. So the example we gave, everybody knew about the emotional body. Yes, that was the second body, which is born from the orange second chakra, but it has all chakras. So why am I saying this? Because I'm leading you into connecting with yourself, going inside and scanning your chakras. Now, as you do this, if you're a visualization person, you will see things. If you are a person that listens more than visualizes, you can hear words or the colors can be said to you in your head, or you can feel the vibration of the color. But take notice, if as you scan your chakras, you see a yellow on the second chakra or on the throat, take notice, because that's okay. It doesn't mean that because it's on the throat, it needs to be blue. So maybe your communication is needing that yellow, is needing that intelligent discernment. It's needing that empowering of here I am, and I need to send my communication out to the world. So your throat is needing yellow. So connect with what is arriving to you in terms of the colors. And if there's one particular color in one particular chakra that is really coming as a very clear message, well, then you know that you can choose that one to do on one hand the exercise we discussed about on the first day. So if you don't remember that exercise, that was a simple exercise by which we, in the morning before getting up, we use the color to feel covered by the color. Then we envision the color going into our organs, our bones, our skin, and our muscles, and bathing us with it inside and out, how we connected with this, we breathed in, we breathe in that color, and how to end the exercise we used a blue bubble just to protect us and move into the world. So that you can do not only, like we explained, to energize yourself, and that was very specific on the red in the mornings, but you can use it with the colors and the colors you feel you need. Now, the second thing I wanted to tell you, and this is a little bit more elaborate, so I'm going to say it very slowly and with a lot of intent, so that if you can't hear it now and you listen to it later on in the replay, you can grasp it. So this is the point that we spoke about gold, and gold being the color of our incarnation star, and gold and our incarnation star being behind, in between our sternum and our navel, inside ourselves. So if we connect to that, so if we want to do a meditation, a healing meditation with colors, and the first thing we do when we close our eyes and we connect with our inner compass is to visualize or feel that golden star inside of us at the level of the middle of the stomach, in between the navel and the sternum, inside. That should act as an anchor for us. That should connect us immediately, and the more you do it, the quicker it'll be doing it for you, with your own essence, with who you are, why you're here, what you came here for. Now, envision that golden star, very bright, covered by a blue, very light colored blue globe. And before starting anything else, just imagine, as you breathe in and breathe out, imagine that this globe becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until you're inside this globe. So the point is that you connect with your golden star inside, you see it surrounded by a blue globe, and then, while keeping the star where it is, you start enlarging this globe until you're sitting inside the globe. Now, this will give you protection, both while you're doing it and afterwards. And then, here is the colorful part added to it, is as you connect with what color is the one you're needing to nurture yourself with. If you're feeling a lot of fear, you will want to use red. If you're feeling that your communication is not coming through the way you want, and you'll see that people are misunderstanding you, or you're having trouble expressing what you want to the people that are surround you in your life, then you want to use blue. If you are having trouble expressing or connecting with your emotions, you might want to use orange. If you're feeling that your own personality is having trouble expressing itself in a healthy way, you might use yellow. So you know by now, because we talked about all of this in the first 2 days. And again, go back and listen to the replays and take notes. Then you choose a color and you breathe into this color. You breathe in the color, and as you breathe in this color, you imagine that it goes to nurture that area that you scanned that needed that color. And you do that for a while until you feel the difference, until you feel the energy that is really there. You will feel the heat of that color in that area. So if you saw yellow in the throat, like we said earlier, that yellow needed to go to the throat, then you just breathe in and breathe out that yellow into the throat. And then you, in your scanning, you might have seen another color. You might have seen orange at the third chakra, and then you breathe that orange into the third chakra. So as you can see, you can do this as long and as little as you want. If you sit down to do this exercise, I would recommend that at least you do 15 minutes, because you have to connect with your star, you have to envision yourself inside the blue globe, you have to scan yourself first to understand where you want to send your intention and your colors, and then you have to send the colors. So at least you will need 15 minutes if you're using one only color. Now, how you finish, how do you end up this kind of healing, easy meditation? When you're done breathing into that area, when you're done breathing the color into that area, and by the way, the color that you breathe in could be the color of the chakra, could be that you breathe in blue in the throat or red in the first chakra, that too, it's not that, that cannot be. So when you're done with that, you do one breath for every chakra. You go into the ground, into the first chakra, and you breathe in red. You go into the second and you breathe in orange, in and out. You go into the third and you breathe in blue. Deep breaths I'm talking about. And then you breathe green in your heart and blue in your throat, in violet in your third eye, and white in the crown. You do this very slowly and with intention to harmonize each one of your chakras. Then you breathe 3 times, envisioning your blue globe. And then you can come back into your body, and you can get up and start moving your body and getting back into your body easily. Now, this is a very, very, very powerful technique. Some of you used the red the other day, and you said that you felt the heat and that you felt the vibration of the red, and you felt how strong that was. Well, this is even more powerful because there's more intention there. And remember what we said with the green the other day? We said that when you do any kinds of healing, you need to connect with the green first, so that whatever healing you do from that space of the heart, and therefore you can never go wrong. Never go wrong. If you are connecting from the space of the heart, if you scan yourself, and if you make a mistake, because people will say, well, what if I choose the wrong color? What if I make a mistake and I don't choose, and I choose yellow and it wasn't yellow? Well, you know what? If you use it from the space of the heart, like we said, it won't matter, because the intent behind it is as important. And if the intent behind it is to heal and nourish yourself there where you're needing it, energy knows. It's very smart. Energy will do the work for you. So, there's the sun coming through the window at 7 o'clock in the afternoon in Tuscany. It's almost on purpose. It's illuminating me as I'm giving you this technique. So, having said all of this, if you guys have questions, go ahead and post them. We're arriving to the last part of this 3-day training. You make it, I guess you're talking, Slavka, about logos. Yes, a designer designed the logo, really, not me. Yes, Ceci, wonderful light. Yeah, crazy, it's coming in. It's like it's bathing me with a wonderful bright yellow and white, cleansing and illuminating and purifying, so it's wonderful. So, what I want to leave you with is, first, I want to thank you all, because it's 5 minutes till 7, and I said till 7. I know people have other things they need to go and do. I want to thank you all for having been here throughout all these 3 days, and through the replays, and through your questions, and through the communication. It's been fantastic. Yes, again, yes, Ceci, thank you. It's been an honor for me to do this and to have you all connected in these 3 days and in the vibration of colors, which, as you can see, I love. And I want to tell you just one little surprise. If you guys think that you want to go deeper into the use of colors, or that you want to work with me in any way, I'm going to be launching very, very soon, in 1 or 2 days, a group program, a 6-week group program. I'm going to post the link here if you have questions, not here in the video. The video is fine. I'm going to put it in in the group probably tomorrow. And if you have questions about it, just let me know. I'd love for you to join me in it. And we will be using colors in it, and we'll be going deeper into many, many aspects that I had to leave a little bit more superficial in a 3-day of an hour. Obviously, I couldn't go as deep as one would have wished. So other than that, I'm here for you if you need anything, if you want clarifications, if you want to know more about a specific color, a specific brand, like I said. Hello, Alejandra, you're joining, but we're almost at the end today. But you can listen to the replay. Very useful stuff there for you today, what I taught, Alejandra. And for everybody, Alejandra is Peru. So we have also Peru, we have India, we have Seattle, we have Los Angeles, we have the East Coast, we have Argentina. So we have a little bit of a motley crew. I love it. We have Eastern European, Serbia. Thank you very much, Valerie, and we're connected. Yes, we are, Ceci, and we'll touch base private messaging there. So thank you, everybody, for having followed me through these 3 days. I hope you found the information valid. Yes, Argentina. I hope you found the information good, that you got some good information from all of that we discussed, that you got value information. And feel free to share with friends if you think this is worth it for them to look into it as well. Feel free to share that they can come and watch the replays. Okay? So I wish you all the very, very, very best. I will be holding other webinars in the near future, so stay tuned so that you know when to join, and if it's important for you, if the information I'm going to be sharing is what you're looking for, then just come in. Okay? You have a wonderful, wonderful time. And as always, I say, shine bright. Don't forget to shine your lights and your colors. Bye.